Hey guys, it's Karamet back with another fucking banger for you guys today. It's a banger. So every time I do a story time, I seem to have to do it at fucking like 5 in the morning or something, because last time it was 5 in the morning I did my story time, and tonight it's night time when I'm recording this. I can't sleep and I'm just lying in bed. I get up to just fucking do a video because why not? I look at my phone and it's 5 in the morning again, so I guess it has to be 5 in the morning for me to do a fucking story time, but whatever. I don't know why, but I'm so hyper. So I hope this is a good video for you this time, because you know this is a crazy story, and watch to the end for a treat. Okay, so this story takes place when I was like 14 years old, and at the time I was going to secondary school, which is basically high school, and you know I didn't really have any friends apart from this one guy. For the sake of the video, we're gonna call this guy Josh, just because I don't want him to find this. He'll know who I'm talking about, but just like whatever. Okay, so me and Josh used to get high. We used to smoke weed all the time, and I don't really smoke weed super a lot anymore, but this is when I used to get high all the time, whatever I could get my hands on and as fucked up as I could get. So it was the weekend, and you know we just finished a long week of school, and it's Saturday, and Josh calls me, and he's like, do you want to come over and smoke? And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm trying to come over and smoke. So I got dressed and I got my bag and I left, and on the way I got like snacks and stuff and drink, because you know I'm going over to get high, so I gotta get supplies and stuff, and I'm really excited to go and smoke. And don't get me wrong, most of the times I definitely was excited, and most of the time I went to Josh's house I was having a good time. But there's a catch. This guy always had some way of putting me in a terrible situation that I just really did not want to be in, and this story is one of those times. But I didn't know that at this point. I'm just like going over to have a fun time, and basically I arrive at his house and he lets me in. We go upstairs and we're just like watching shit on his PC, and a few hours pass and I'm like, are we gonna smoke? Because most of the time like I got there and he's like straight away he's out with the bong and stuff. But Josh said, I don't have any weed, and I said, I don't have any weed, you always have the weed. See, the way it works is I help pay for the weed, but he normally goes and gets it apart from a few times, and he handles all that. I just come over and get stoned with it. So he doesn't have any weed, okay? And also his bong broke and there's no way of smoking it if we did have any. So Josh tells me he has a plan and not to worry. Anyway, we kind of forget about that and we're just watching shit and like playing games and stuff, and a few more hours pass and now it's pretty much nighttime. It's like getting dark outside, and then he turns around to me and he says, do you want to get high? And I said, yeah, fuck yeah, I want to get high. So he said, put your bag back on and get ready to go. And we're just walking outside for a while until we arrive at the bus stop. This whole time he did not tell me where we're going, by the way. I had no clue where the fuck we were going. But a bus came and we got on the bus and we were just like sitting on the bus for a bit. He is refusing to tell me where we're going, but he says, trust me, we're gonna have a good night, it's all gonna be good, and we're gonna get stoned. We stay on the bus a while and then we get off, and we're in a place that I've never been before, so I don't recognize anywhere, and also it's almost dark out. It's almost fully dark out, I mean. So we walk down the road a little bit and we end up going to his friend's house, and we knock on the door, and so Josh's friend opens the door and he says, you can't come in, you can't come in. But he gives Josh a bag, and it's in like a shopping bag, but it's like the most bong shaped bag you've ever seen before. So I'm like, cool, oh my god, he's lending us the bong to use, that's really nice of him. And then I see he gives Josh a little packet of weed too, so it was like really cool. I'm super excited and I'm thinking we're gonna have a great night together. The only thing is we're really fucking far away from the house, so I'm kind of getting a little bit anxious about that because it's getting super late. But he says don't worry, like I'm telling him I'm anxious, he's saying don't worry, and he says we're gonna go into the forest and we're gonna smoke. See, that sounds like a good idea. It sounds like a good idea to be in nature. So I agree and we start walking, and it turns off where we got off the bus there is a huge fucking forest, like absolutely huge. So we go in, it's like a nature trail, it's really nice actually. But I remember we were walking for a really long time. We were just walking path and path and path, like changing random paths, and it gets to about midnight and we're just in the middle of the forest. We haven't smoked all day or done anything, so we're both really ready to, you know, smoke and get high in the forest. And then Josh says before we smoke we should go off grid and go off of the path. This is a kind of scary idea to me, but I just said yes because I really wanted to smoke. So we're like going through the bushes and stuff using our phone lights as torches, and then finally we get to a spot and we sit down on the floor. I pulled the bong out of the bag and Josh put in a little bit of weed. I smoked one bowl and I felt fine. Then it was his turn and I lit it for him. By the way, this whole time my phone was on the floor with the light on facing upwards, and that was our only source of light in this fucking huge forest. And then it's my turn again and I smoke another bowl, and then I start getting really paranoid because I'm just like looking around and the light is basically like a spotlight on just where we're sitting. The whole time we were smoking it was really quiet apart from like the lighter sounds and us talking, and I was starting to hear like rustling and stuff like a little bit further down than we were sitting, and I start freaking out, and then I start greening out, and I stand up and like I trip on like a little bit of stick or something, and like I almost fall over. I don't, but I stand up and get really lightheaded, and I'm like stumbling around a little bit, and then Josh stands up and he's like holding me up straight because I feel like I'm about to fall over, and I like try to talk to him but my words aren't coming out right, and then he was like looking at me and he was saying everything's gonna be okay, but then he sits down again and he starts feeling really gross. And then he like lies down on the floor and I'm just like stood up by myself. And I'm like flailing my arms like I'm about to fall over, but I'm just like that for ages. And anyway, my head's like pounding. And then eventually I do actually fall over and I hit my head really hard on the floor in the forest. And I'm basically in and out of consciousness. And this whole time I'm trying to keep like a clear head and think happy thoughts and everything's gonna be okay. It's just nighttime. Like we're in a forest, but my friend's here and we're safe. Everything's fine. The rustling is not anything. I'm trying to soothe myself, but like I'm also like falling asleep. I can feel like my eyes closing and stuff. And suddenly I feel really, really sick and I like jolt up and just throw up next to me. And then I have like a blank bit of memory where it's just like I was unconscious for a little bit. And then I wake up to my friend like fucking shaking me and he's freaking out, like asking if I'm okay. And like obviously I'm not okay, but like I'm fine. And this is freaking me out even more. He's like shaking the fuck out of me. And he pulls me up and we're both standing up and I feel fine now. I feel pretty okay. But he's like, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. I don't like it in here. And he just starts fucking going off into the forest. And it was pitch black by this point and there wasn't even any light anymore because my phone was like facing the floor, but then it just ran out after I picked it up anyway, so there was no light. And I picked up my phone and then I was like following him. And he was going super quick through like so many bushes and there was like brambles and spiky things everywhere. And it was like fucking branches hitting me in the head and stuff. And I was just like running after him. And it was like a super trippy experience because I'm still like, I feel really, really strange. But I'm still like, I'm just going after him because like I'm in the middle of nowhere. Also, it is a really, really big forested area. And also I have never been here before and I don't want to get lost in the forest by myself at fucking night time. It's scary. And also I'm like high. I'm having a bad high and I'm fucking like chasing my friend around the forest. Anyway, this seems like it goes on for so long. It seemed like it was like happening for such a long time. But eventually we stumble across a road, but it's not like a path to the road. It's a huge drop off a brick wall onto the pavement or sidewalk. And he just goes for it. And then I follow him and I like hurt my ankle really bad. But you know, we're out and it's fine. It's fine, kind of, but also I'm still freaking out. And then we have the terrible realization when we get to the bus stop. All the buses have stopped running because it's so late. So pretty much now we have one option. One real option because I'm discarding sleeping in the forest or something. Basically, we have to walk all the way back home. So that's what we do. And I'm like stumbling and shit, almost falling in the road. And we're both like covered in fucking mud and leaves and shit. Also, it had rained prior to this. So it was like actual mud and we were all like fucking soggy. And it was a really scary time. But anyway, we get back to his house and it's like, okay, dude, I'm going home. So he pretty much falls asleep instantly on his bed and I just leave. And I'm like walking home by myself and I'm falling asleep walking. So I get home and go to sleep. The next day I feel much better and everything feels way clearer. Then the next day when I wake up on Sunday, he calls me and he asks me if I want to get high. And I said, fuck no. Pretty much there was so many stories I could tell before this, leading up to this, but you know, this was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back for me. And after that night, I just stopped talking to him and I stopped going around to his house and stuff. And this is when I started like focusing on music and different things and really finding online friends and stuff like that instead. Ever since this story to like now, I really didn't have any friends until I started going to college, and now obviously I have Millie, and it's way better than being friends with this guy. He still texts me sometimes, but I don't think I could ever go back to his house. Anyway, that's the end of the story. If you watched this far, then you deserve a treat. Here is a cookie for you, and here is also a muffin for you too. Also, here is a penny, and here is $1. And don't spend it all at once. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please don't subscribe and also block me on everything. My Instagram is bunnyberryjam. If you want to block me on there too, it's in the description. And thank you very much for watching. I love you. I love you.